So next talk is by Golo Ratmansha. Did I say it right? Okay, yeah, so Golo from GIZ will be talking about open AI as a digital public good, the case of speech technology. Golo, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Great. Yeah. How is everybody doing today?
Not bad.
All right. All right. Good to hear. Let me start my talk with a question. How do you imagine the world accessing information and digital services in the future? Will you be typing on your device? Or maybe talking to it? If you're thinking talking does not seem like the future, but rather like now, you're probably having access to a laptop or a smartphone with access to the internet and are speaking one of the high-resourced languages, like English. This may not be the case, however, if you're owning a feature phone or are not speaking one of the 20 well-resourced languages. That's right. Only 20 of 7,000 languages in the world are high resource. And the vast majority of the 2,000 languages in Africa are considered to be low resourced in terms of natural language processing and speech technology, meaning that the millions of people speaking them do not have access and are not part of the modern networked societies. And it's matter of course when it comes to accessing information. On the other hand, there are even larger benefits to be yielded changing this, particularly when it comes to cultures that are used to access information verbally or people that may not be able to otherwise. Speech technology could improve access to information and services, whether public or private, to hundreds of millions of people. If it is about managing your bank account, registering your business, or asking what fertilizer you should use on your crops given the current circumstances, even a simple phone call could do. The scenario of registering your business actually could work quite quickly with working e-government services like in Rwanda. And functioning speech technology in Africa is not as far off as it may seem. For example, here in Rwanda, together with Rwanda Biomedical Center, Rwanda Information Society Authority, and the startup Digital Umuganda, we have built the Imbaza COVID-19 chatbot, enabling more than 2.2 million people to access Rwandans to access up-to-date information on the virus in Kinyarwanda. The chatbot was built in several iterations, in 4 iterations, clarifying the different functionalities. A rule-based chatbot based on unstructured supplementary service data or USSD quick codes, technology that is often used here in Rwanda, for example, to make payment. A text-based semantic chatbot that receives text requests and returns information in text. A text-to-speech conversational chatbot that receives text and returns synthetic audio. And lastly, a full voice chatbot with a speech-to-text component that receives your voice, audio, and returns the requested information in synthetic audio. While it was the rule-based chatbot that went live, the first speech-to-text and text-to-speech models in Kinyarwanda were built during this project and are now publicly available, for example, on Hugging Face. In addition, we were able to identify important lessons and challenges for the future. There's a lack of computational linguistic knowledge in Kinyarwanda. For instance, there's no tonal dictionary, which is necessary to build a good text-to-speech model. There's a lack of natural language processing engineers in the country, as well as not enough data to achieve the necessary accuracy for the model. So to enable the full benefits of speech technology, more needs to be done. And this is why we at FairForward are focusing on the following in this pioneering work. Here at the Digital Transformation Center Rwanda, together with MinICT, many other government partners, and actually also often with CMU Africa. But we also do it in all of our partner countries across the continent and beyond. We focus firstly on access to high quality open data. This includes text and speech data and in a sister project, even parallel text data for translations. While the speech data needs to be covered different accents and the common switching of languages during everyday conversations to cover the full breadth of a language. And secondly, we focus on skill development for technical AI know-how. For instance, to have more skilled natural language processing engineers. So, for example, we are developing and running a natural language processing fellowship here in Rwanda, which will be an important building block for the necessary skill development. And thirdly, we focus on real-life projects and use cases to build experience and learn from it. For example, we are supporting the coordination of the local Imbaza NLP community that is meant to develop the technology further and create additional use cases. Data, models, and documentations of projects and use cases should be openly accessible. Speech technology can be used in any economic sector, and benefits will be shared most widely when everybody can use it and deploy it. That is why FairForward is championing OpenAI as a digital public good and takes speech technology as a fundamental part of the future's digital public infrastructure, as, for example, envisioned by our partners at GovStack. However, we cannot do this pioneering work in speech technology by ourselves. And we are not actually, as we are already collaborating with Mozilla Foundation on this collection of speech data in Kiswahili, or with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for the collection of speech data in 9 Indian languages. But I would like to invite all of you to join our efforts in collecting data, developing skills, and building use cases while leveraging our learnings. Feel free to get in touch or continue the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Golo.